Commander Aaron's ship glided through the blackness of space, its silver hull reflecting distant stars. He watched Vera Prime grow larger in the viewport. The planet was unlike anything he had seen before. Its sky was deep violet, with swirling clouds that shimmered faintly in the sunlight. Jagged mountains and wide rivers stretched across the surface, and massive structures rose from the land, glowing faintly with alien energy. Aaron's mission was simple on paper but dangerous in reality. He had to make contact with the alien civilization, and most importantly, meet the alien queen, Solara. The moment the ship landed, Aaron felt the weight of the planet's atmosphere. It was thicker than Earth's, yet breathable. He stepped onto the surface in his combat suit, the ground vibrating slightly under his boots. Alien guards approached, their forms tall and regal. Their skin shimmered in shades of blue and green, and their eyes held intelligence and caution. "Commander Aaron," said one of the guards in a voice both deep and musical, "you are requested by Queen Solara. Follow us." Aaron followed silently, his every step measured. He had faced hostile worlds before, but something about this place made him alert. The alien guards did not speak much, yet every gesture and glance communicated power and expectation. The path led to a city built on enormous cliffs, with bridges and walkways connecting floating towers. Alien ships moved in patterns above, like swarms of metallic birds. Finally, they entered a massive chamber where the air seemed to hum with energy. At the far end, seated on a throne carved from crystal and metal, was Solara. She was taller than any human, with sharp features and luminous eyes. Her posture was regal, yet there was a tension in her shoulders. Her gaze rested on Aaron, studying him with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Aaron stepped forward and bowed slightly, respecting the alien tradition he had observed from afar. "Queen Solara," he said, his voice calm but firm, "I am Commander Aaron. I come in peace and honor your world." Solara's eyes narrowed slightly, but she did not speak immediately. The chamber was silent except for the hum of energy. Finally, she spoke in a voice that carried authority and grace. "Commander, your arrival was expected, yet your reputation precedes you. Humans are known for strength, skill, and sometimes recklessness. Why should I trust you?" Aaron met her gaze steadily. "Trust is earned through actions, not words. I am prepared to show respect for your people and your ways. I do not seek conflict unless it is forced upon us." Solara's expression softened, though her eyes remained sharp. She signaled for the guards to lower their weapons. "We shall see if your actions match your words, human." The queen rose from her throne, her movements fluid and commanding. "You will spend the night in the guest chambers," she said. "Tomorrow, you will prove yourself before my council." Aaron nodded and allowed the guards to lead him away. The guest chambers were spacious, unlike anything on Earth. Transparent walls showed the alien city outside, with towers reaching into the violet sky. Aaron set down his bag and took a moment to observe the city. Alien life moved with precision and purpose. The architecture combined beauty with function, and technology hummed softly throughout. He knew that to survive here, he would need to learn quickly. That night, Aaron studied the briefings he had on the alien civilization. They had advanced faster than humans in some ways, yet they lacked certain qualities he had learned to rely on: flexibility, intuition, and daring. These were traits humans had developed through survival and exploration. If he could combine human creativity with caution, he could gain respect, and perhaps even forge an alliance. Morning came with a violet sunrise that bathed the city in soft light. Aaron followed the guards to a large arena in the center of the city. Alien spectators were already gathering, their expressions a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. At the far end, Solara stood, observing. She wore ceremonial armor that glinted in the morning light. Every detail signaled her authority and power. "Commander Aaron," she called, her voice echoing across the arena, "show us what humans can do. Prove that your skill matches your reputation." Aaron clenched his fists, feeling both excitement and tension. This was his moment. Every warrior in history had faced a test, and this was his. Not just for himself, but for the humans who might one day walk alongside these aliens as allies. He stepped forward, feeling the eyes of the entire alien civilization upon him. Each step was careful but confident. He knew that strength alone would not earn respect here. Strategy, intelligence, and courage would matter just as much. The first challenge of many had begun, and Aaron was ready to meet it with everything he had. The arena was vast, stretching farther than Aaron could see. Its walls were made of smooth, shimmering metal, etched with alien symbols. The ground was hard and uneven, shaped to test strength, speed, and intelligence. Thousands of aliens had gathered, their eyes fixed on the human warrior. Aaron could feel their curiosity and doubt. They had seen humans before, but none had ever reached this far. Queen Solara stood on a raised platform at one end, her gaze steady and assessing. She wore her ceremonial armor, shining faintly under the alien sun, and her posture radiated authority. Her eyes followed Aaron closely as he entered the arena. She wanted to see if the human's skill matched his reputation for ruthlessness and cunning. A loud signal sounded, echoing across the arena. From hidden doors, alien warriors appeared. They were armed with energy blades and shields, moving with precision and coordination. The first group advanced toward Aaron. Their movements were elegant and calculated, but Aaron did not hesitate. He watched carefully, studying their patterns. With swift movements, he dodged the first strike and used his momentum to sweep two attackers off their feet. His combat training was clear in every move. He was fast, precise, and strategic. Unlike many humans, Aaron did not rely only on strength. He observed and adapted. Each move of his opponents became an opportunity to counter. The aliens were surprised. They had expected a brute force approach. Instead, Aaron's strategy and calm confidence shifted the battle. He moved with purpose, his every action deliberate. One warrior lunged with an energy blade, and Aaron sidestepped, using the attacker's momentum to send him sliding across the arena floor. Another tried to strike from above, but Aaron ducked, grabbed the alien's arm, and redirected him away from the fight. Queen Solara watched silently. She had faced many warriors in her life, but humans were unpredictable. Aaron's combination of courage and intelligence fascinated her. He was not just a fighter, he was a thinker. She realized that humans had something unique, something her own species often lacked, the ability to act boldly while calculating risk. The next wave of aliens was larger and more coordinated. They attacked in formation, testing Aaron's endurance and reflexes. He anticipated their movements, reading their patterns quickly. When one warrior tried to trap him in a corner, he leapt to higher ground, using the arena's terrain to his advantage. His movements were precise and fluid, yet they held raw strength and determination. The crowd of aliens began to murmur, some with surprise, others with doubt fading into respect. Aaron's performance was not just physical, it was a demonstration of human intelligence and adaptability. He avoided unnecessary force, focusing on controlling the battle through skill and observation. Each victory came from strategy rather than brute strength alone. Solara raised her hand, signaling the final test. A single elite warrior stepped forward, taller and stronger than the others. His energy shield shimmered, and his blade hummed with power. He advanced toward Aaron with a confident stride, expecting an easy victory. Aaron did not falter. He studied the elite warrior's movements carefully. With a combination of feints, quick strikes, and precise dodges, he managed to wear the alien down. The battle was intense, but Aaron's focus never wavered. He anticipated the warrior's attacks, countering with skill and timing that left the alien exhausted. Finally, with a careful maneuver, Aaron disarmed him and forced him to yield. The arena fell silent for a moment, then erupted into murmurs of astonishment. Queen Solara's expression softened slightly, a mixture of respect and curiosity forming in her eyes. She had seen humans before, but none had demonstrated such balance of skill, intelligence, and courage. Aaron stood tall, breathing steadily. He did not celebrate. Respect was earned here, and he knew the real test had only begun. The humans were outsiders, and Solara's people were cautious. Every move he made would be watched and judged. This challenge was not only about proving his skill but also about showing that humans could honor alien traditions while maintaining their own strength and dignity. Solara stepped forward, her voice calm yet firm. "Commander Aaron," she said, her eyes locking with his, "you have demonstrated strength, skill, and intelligence beyond expectation. Yet there is more to earning respect than victory in combat. Tomorrow, you will meet my council. You will need to show wisdom, honor, and understanding of our people. Only then will you truly prove yourself." Aaron nodded, understanding the weight of her words. This was not the end of the test, but a beginning. He had earned attention through combat, but the challenges ahead would require more than strength. They would require trust, patience, and insight. As he left the arena, the alien guards led him to the chambers where he would rest. Aaron's mind was alert, already considering the lessons he had learned. The humans who came to this world before him had relied on brute force, and many had failed. He would succeed not just because of strength, but because he could adapt, understand, and act with both courage and wisdom. Queen Solara returned to her throne, her thoughts focused on the human before her. There was something different about him, something that made her heart quicken with both curiosity and caution. She had faced many warriors, yet none had commanded attention like Aaron. A bond might be necessary for the future, but she knew it would not be simple. The human had shown skill, but whether he could understand her people and their ways remained to be seen. The sun of Vera Prime rose higher, casting a soft violet light across the alien city. The first day of the challenge was over, but the story of human courage and alien intrigue was only beginning. The morning light on Vera Prime painted the city in shades of violet and silver. Commander Aaron stood on the balcony of the guest chambers, looking out at the alien city. The events in the arena still echoed in his mind. He had earned respect through skill, but he knew that the true test would be understanding the people and their ways. Humans could fight, but building trust required something more. A knock at the door interrupted his thoughts. The guard announced, "Commander Aaron, Queen Solara requests your presence." Aaron nodded and followed the guard through the twisting corridors of the palace. The walls shimmered with energy, and soft light reflected patterns of alien symbols. The halls were quiet, yet they carried an air of power and purpose. Aaron could feel that every part of this palace was designed to impress and command respect. He entered the throne room, where Solara awaited him. The alien queen stood tall, her armor glinting faintly. Her eyes were sharp, but there was a hint of something different today, a mixture of curiosity and caution. "Commander," Solara began, her voice steady, "your actions in the arena have been noted. You have proven strength and intelligence. Yet your presence here is not just for combat. You have qualities that my people find rare: courage, strategy, and respect for our ways. Because of this, I propose a bond." Aaron's eyebrows lifted slightly. A bond was a sacred ritual among the aliens, a connection that symbolized trust and unity. It was rare, and it carried responsibility. He remained calm, studying Solara's expression. "A bond is not easily given, human," Solara continued. "It is a connection between two beings, a partnership that carries duty, respect, and honor. It will not be taken lightly by my council or by my people." Aaron nodded. "I understand, Queen Solara. I respect your traditions and your people. I am willing to learn and honor this bond if it is granted." Solara's eyes softened slightly. She had faced many humans before, but none had shown this combination of humility and confidence. "Very well," she said. "But before the bond can take place, you must demonstrate understanding of our culture, our values, and our people. Tomorrow, you will meet my council. They will judge whether you are worthy of this connection." The words were both a challenge and an opportunity. Aaron felt a surge of determination. He had come to this world to prove human skill, but he now understood that respect required more than fighting ability. Trust had to be earned through thought, patience, and action. Later that day, Solara arranged a guided tour of the city for Aaron. They walked through grand streets filled with alien citizens, their forms graceful and elegant. Some paused to look at the human warrior, whispering among themselves. Solara explained their customs, their work, and their history. Aaron listened carefully, asking questions and showing genuine interest. The aliens were not used to humans taking the time to understand them, and some began to nod in approval at his manners. At one point, they reached a training ground where young aliens practiced their combat techniques. Solara watched Aaron's reaction closely. Unlike many others, he did not mock or judge. He admired the skill and precision of the trainees, giving small nods of encouragement. Solara felt a spark of respect for him. As they continued, they approached a high cliff overlooking the alien city. The view was breathtaking. Rivers shimmered like liquid silver, and the towers rose elegantly against the violet sky. Solara turned to Aaron. This city, our people, and our way of life are precious. To bond with me is to accept responsibility for all of it. Are you prepared for such a duty? Aaron met her gaze with calm confidence. I am prepared, Queen Solara. I understand the weight of such a bond. I will honor it with every action I take. Solara nodded slowly. She could feel the truth in his words. Humans were different from her people, often bold and unpredictable, yet there was something in Aaron that promised loyalty, strength, and understanding. A bond could bring unity between their worlds, but only if he proved himself worthy before the council. That evening, Aaron reflected on the day's events. He realized that earning trust required patience and care. Combat had shown his strength, but understanding the people and their culture would determine his future. He felt a strange mixture of excitement and responsibility. Meanwhile, Solara returned to her private chamber. She contemplated the human before her. He was not just a warrior, he was clever, brave, and willing to respect her people. A bond with him could strengthen her position and protect her world, yet she sensed the challenge ahead. This human had earned attention, but whether he could truly uphold the bond remained uncertain. The night fell on Vera Prime, casting long shadows over the city. Commander Aaron prepared for tomorrow, knowing that the council would test not only his strength but his understanding, wisdom, and respect. The first steps of trust had been taken, and the human warrior had already impressed the alien queen. The bond proposal was more than an honor, it was a promise. Both human and alien faced the challenge of learning to trust and respect each other. In the quiet of the palace, with the city glowing softly below, a new chapter was beginning, one that could unite two very different worlds through courage, intelligence, and honor. The next morning, Leo awoke early in the guest chambers of the palace. The sunlight streaming through the translucent walls painted soft colors across the floor. He felt the weight of the coming day. Myra had promised that he would learn not only about her people but also how to help defend their world. The thought filled him with determination and a quiet excitement. He met Myra in a large training hall. The ceiling was high, and the floor seemed to float above a pool of softly glowing water. Strange patterns shifted across the walls, displaying motion sequences that mimicked combat moves and strategic formations. Myra stood at the center, her posture calm and confident. She gestured for Leo to approach. Today, you will begin learning how we prepare for threats, she said. Our people combine skill, technology, and strategy. You must learn to use all three. Leo nodded. He understood that this was more than simple training. It was a test of intelligence, agility, and courage. He followed Myra as she guided him through the first set of exercises. The drills were physical, but they also required careful thought. He had to balance, leap, and move in patterns that matched the flowing energy of the room. Each movement trained his reflexes and focus. After a while, Myra introduced the technological aspect of training. She handed Leo a small device, a hovering sphere that responded to thought and gesture. At first, it floated unpredictably, ignoring his commands. Leo frowned, concentrating. He imagined the sphere moving in the pattern he wanted, and slowly, it began to respond. Myra observed silently, her eyes focused but approving. "You are learning quickly," she said. "Humans have an adaptability that is unusual. That is why your presence here matters. You can see possibilities that my people might miss." Leo smiled faintly. He felt encouraged but also aware that the work ahead would be demanding. Myra guided him through more advanced exercises, combining physical movement with precise control of technology. Each task tested his endurance, patience, and ingenuity. By the time the sun reached its peak, Leo felt exhausted but confident. He could already sense progress. The afternoon was dedicated to strategy. Myra led him to a large holographic map of the planet and surrounding space. Small lights represented cities, energy sources, and potential points of conflict. Myra explained the carrion threat in greater detail, showing patterns of past attacks and weaknesses in their approach. "Look carefully," Myra said. "The carrions rely on overwhelming force, but their structure is predictable. You must think creatively, combining human ideas with our technology. This is where humans can make a difference." Leo studied the map, analyzing the positions and movements. He suggested a strategy to use smaller forces in ways that would confuse the carrions and force them to waste resources. Myra listened carefully, nodding as he spoke. "Excellent," she said. "You think in ways that my people might not. That is the strength of your species. Together, we can create a defense that is unexpected and powerful." Afterward, Myra took him to another part of the palace. This area was dedicated to simulations. Holographic projections displayed potential battle scenarios. Leo practiced leading small units, combining alien technology with human tactics. Each success built his confidence, and each failure taught him lessons. Myra guided him through every detail, correcting mistakes and encouraging new ideas. By evening, Leo was tired but determined. Myra stood beside him, her expression calm but proud. "You have learned much today," she said. "But remember, this is only the beginning. The carrions are patient and relentless. We must be ready, not just in skill, but in unity and trust." Leo nodded. He realized that the alliance between human and alien was more than just strategy. It was a bond based on respect and understanding. He felt a growing admiration for Myra, not just for her strength but also for her wisdom and dedication to her people. They walked together to a balcony overlooking the city. The towers glowed softly as night fell, reflecting the energy and life of the alien civilization. Myra spoke quietly. "Your presence here changes things. Humans are known for courage, but also for creativity. That combination can alter the path of many worlds. I am glad you came, Leo." He looked at her, feeling a sense of purpose. "I am glad I came too. I will do everything I can to help your people. We will face this threat together." Myra nodded, and for a moment, they stood in silence, looking at the city and the stars beyond. The human pilot and the alien princess had begun a partnership that would test both of them, but also prove that courage, trust, and intelligence could unite different worlds. Leo knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, but he also understood that this alliance was the key to facing them. Together, they would learn, grow, and prepare for the trials that awaited their worlds. The training had begun, and with it, a bond formed that would shape the future of humans and aliens alike. The sun had barely risen when alarms echoed through the palace. Leo and Myra were already in the strategy room, reviewing the maps of the approaching carrion fleet. The holographic displays showed hundreds of dark ships moving steadily toward the planet. Myra's eyes were calm, but Leo could sense the tension beneath her composed exterior. "They have begun their attack," Myra said. "We must move quickly." Our forces are ready, but we need strategy to gain the advantage. You will lead a small unit with me, human. Leo nodded. He felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. This was his first true test in an actual battle. He had trained, planned, and studied the enemy, but facing them would be different. Myra led him to a transport vehicle that hovered above the city. Soldiers of her people, armed with advanced weapons and protective suits, boarded alongside them. The air was filled with anticipation and determination. As they approached the battlefield, the view below was breathtaking and terrifying. The city's towers glowed softly, and alien defenses had been activated. Energy shields formed barriers around key areas, while drone units hovered in formation, ready to intercept the enemy. The carry-on ships were massive and numerous, dark shapes moving in perfect synchronization. Leo felt a surge of determination. He would show the strength and creativity of humans. Myra gave precise instructions. Our goal is to protect the city and force the carry-ons into positions where they can be isolated. Follow my lead, but also use your judgment. Humans think differently, and that may surprise them. The battle began suddenly. Carry-on ships fired energy beams toward the city, and Leo saw the shields absorb much of the damage. He maneuvered his unit to intercept smaller enemy ships that tried to break through. Myra's forces moved with precision, combining speed and skill with advanced technology. Leo realized that working together required constant communication and quick decisions. He spotted an opening. A group of carry-on ships was advancing toward an undefended sector. Leo quickly devised a plan, signaling to his unit to split and create a diversion. Using holographic projections and rapid maneuvers, they tricked the enemy ships into chasing illusions instead of real targets. Myra noticed and smiled slightly. Excellent thinking, human. That is the kind of strategy we need. The battle raged on, energy beams lighting the sky and defensive drones weaving through the attacks. Myra fought alongside her people, her movements fluid and precise. She coordinated attacks while protecting critical areas. Leo used his human ingenuity to anticipate enemy patterns and exploit weaknesses. Each small victory strengthened their position and morale. Hours passed, and the first wave of carry-on ships began to falter. Their formations were broken, and their attacks became less coordinated. Leo and Myra led counterattacks, targeting key enemy vessels. The alien soldiers followed their instructions with trust, executing maneuvers that combined speed, technology, and clever strategy. During a particularly intense moment, Leo spotted a carry-on commander ship attempting to flank the city. He quickly calculated a path to intercept it using a combination of drones and energy barriers. Myra nodded in approval as he executed the plan. The enemy ship was trapped, and the city was safe for the moment. Finally, the remaining carry-on ships retreated, damaged and disorganized. The city's defenders cheered, their energy renewed by the successful defense. Myra looked at Leo, her expression proud. You have done well, human. Your ideas and courage made a difference today. The carry-ons underestimated us, and we proved them wrong. Leo felt a mix of relief and pride. The first battle had been won, but he knew the war was far from over. He also understood that the bond formed between him and Myra, between humans and her people, was a key to future success. Trust and cooperation had turned the tide in this encounter. Myra turned to the city below. We have shown our strength today, but we must remain vigilant. The carry-ons will return, and next time they may come with greater force. We must continue to prepare, learn, and adapt. Leo nodded, looking at the towers, the glowing energy, and the brave soldiers who had defended their home. He realized that this battle had tested not only skill and strategy but also courage and unity. Humans and aliens, working together, could achieve great things. As night fell, the city glowed softly against the dark sky. Leo and Myra stood side by side on the balcony of the palace, watching the stars and the remaining enemy ships retreating in the distance. This is only the beginning, Myra said. But today, we showed that together, we can face anything. Leo felt a strong sense of purpose. The human spirit, combined with alien wisdom and strength, had made a difference. And he knew that tomorrow, their work would continue, building on this first victory. The alliance was growing stronger, and the story of courage and unity had only just begun. After the first battle, the city was quiet, but the tension remained. Leo walked through the palace corridors with Myra, studying the damage to the defenses and talking quietly about the battle. The alien princess moved with calm confidence, yet Leo could sense that the events weighed on her mind. She had seen countless threats before, but the carrions were unlike anything she had faced. "We have gained time, but the carrions will not wait long," Myra said. Her voice was steady, but her eyes reflected thought. "There is something you must know, human. Something about the history of my people and a prophecy that has guided us for generations." Leo stopped, curiosity rising. "A prophecy? What does it say?" Myra led him to a chamber deep within the palace. The walls were lined with ancient carvings, showing the history of her people, explorers, inventors, and warriors. At the center of the room, a holographic projection displayed a figure of a human among the alien defenders, standing in a position of honor and courage. "This prophecy has been passed down for centuries," Myra explained. "It speaks of a visitor from another world who will come in a time of greatest need. This visitor will possess courage, intelligence, and the ability to see possibilities that others cannot. It is said that through this visitor, our people will find strength beyond their own." Leo studied the projection in silence. He felt a mix of awe and disbelief. Could it be that he, a human, was part of this ancient prediction? The weight of responsibility pressed on him, but he also felt determination. "If this is true," he said quietly, "then I will do everything I can to honor it and protect your people." Myra looked at him, her eyes softening. "I believe you are the visitor. Your actions in the first battle showed qualities that the prophecy describes. But it is not enough to rely on bravery alone. Knowledge, planning, and creativity are equally important. You must learn to combine human insight with our technology and strategy." She guided him to a table covered with maps, devices, and data projections. "The carrions have weaknesses," Myra said, pointing to patterns on the map. "They rely on rigid formations and predictable strategies. They believe in overwhelming power, but they do not adapt quickly. That is their vulnerability. Humans have the ability to think beyond structure, to find opportunities others miss. This is where you come in." Leo studied the maps carefully, analyzing the enemy's movements and patterns. He realized that the rigid formations could be disrupted by unexpected tactics, such as small attacks in different locations to force confusion. By using the city's defenses creatively and combining them with the aliens' technology, he could turn the carrions' strength into a disadvantage. "Your insight is valuable," Myra said. "We will plan a final strike that combines our forces and your strategy. But this will require precision, trust, and courage from everyone involved. The Council must approve our plan, and you will need to demonstrate that humans can contribute to the defense of our world." Leo nodded. "Then I will show them. I will do whatever is necessary. We will protect your people together." Myra smiled faintly, her expression reflecting hope and confidence. "Good. You have learned quickly, human. You understand the balance between strength and strategy, courage and intelligence. That is why you are here." She led him to another chamber where the council of her people would meet. The room was circular, with seats rising in tiers around a central platform. Each member of the council had a calm and serious expression, their eyes reflecting centuries of wisdom. Myra introduced Leo, explaining his role in the first battle and his ideas for the final strategy. The council listened carefully, asking questions and testing Leo's understanding. He spoke clearly, combining human ideas with the aliens' technology and tactics. His words showed respect, intelligence, and courage. By the end of the meeting, the council had seen the value of his insight and approved the plan. Afterward, Myra and Leo walked through the palace gardens. The soft glow of the plants and the gentle flow of water created a peaceful atmosphere. "Tomorrow, we begin the final preparations," Myra said. "The carrions will not expect what we have planned. With trust and unity, we can turn the coming battle in our favor." Leo looked at her, feeling a deep sense of purpose. The prophecy, the council, and the city itself had placed a great responsibility on him. Yet he also knew that humans were capable of courage and creativity. By working together, they could face the greatest challenge their worlds had ever seen. Myra placed a hand gently on his shoulder. "We will succeed, human. Not because of prophecy alone, but because we stand together. Strength, wisdom, and courage will guide us. You are not alone in this fight." Leo smiled faintly, feeling confidence and determination. The secret of the prophecy had been revealed, the enemy's weakness understood, and the plan was in motion. Tomorrow, they would act, and the fate of both human and alien worlds would be decided by courage, intelligence, and unity. For the first time, Leo truly felt that he belonged in this moment, ready to face the challenges ahead alongside Myra and her people. The first rays of sunlight touched the alien city as Leo and Myra prepared for the final mission. The carrion fleet had regrouped, stronger and larger than before. Their massive ships darkened the sky, casting shadows over the glowing towers. Myra stood beside Leo on the balcony of the palace, her expression calm and determined. The human pilot felt a mixture of excitement and responsibility. This was the moment their worlds depended on courage, strategy, and unity. "Our plan is ready," Myra said. "We will strike the enemy leadership while defending the city. Human ingenuity and alien technology combined will give us the advantage. You will lead one team, and I will lead another. Trust each other completely." Leo nodded. He felt the weight of the prophecy, the council's trust, and the lives of both humans and aliens on his shoulders. Yet he also felt confidence. Together, they had trained, planned, and understood the enemy's weaknesses. This was the moment to act. The transport vehicles lifted off, carrying soldiers, drones, and advanced equipment. Leo guided his unit carefully, moving through the city to reach the edge of the battlefield. Myra's team flew in formation above him, coordinating attacks and defenses. The carrion ships were approaching, energy weapons firing, but the city's shields absorbed most of the impact. Leo focused on the gaps in the enemy formation, calculating precise moves to exploit their rigidity. "Now," Myra said through the communicator. "Execute the plan." Leo signaled his team. Small units split off to create diversions, drawing carrion forces away from the main target. Drones deployed energy barriers and projections, confusing the enemy and forcing them to scatter. Leo moved swiftly, combining strategy and action. His human insight guided the alien forces, creating patterns the carrions could not predict. The battle was intense, energy beams lighting the sky and ships colliding in controlled chaos. Myra led a direct attack on the carrion command ship, her precision and skill evident in every movement. Leo coordinated from below, guiding smaller units to intercept reinforcements and protect the city. Together, they created a synchronized strategy that combined speed, technology, and clever tactics. Leo noticed an opening in the enemy's formation. Using a combination of drones, energy barriers, and rapid maneuvers, he trapped the carrion command ship in a corner of space. Myra took the final strike, disabling the ship's controls and ending its leadership. The remaining carrion forces, disorganized and leaderless, began to retreat. The city's defenders cheered as the enemy fled. Myra landed safely near the palace, and Leo's unit returned victorious. The city had been saved, and the carrion threat had been neutralized for now. Myra looked at Leo with pride. "You have done well, human. Your courage and strategy made all the difference." The prophecy was fulfilled, not by fate alone, but by action and unity. Leo smiled, feeling relief and pride. The first battle had tested them, the prophecy had given purpose, and now their combined strength had triumphed. He looked at Myra and her people, realizing the depth of their wisdom, discipline, and courage. Humans and aliens together had achieved something remarkable. The council gathered to honor Leo and the brave defenders. Myra spoke, her voice echoing across the chamber. Today, we have proven that unity and courage can overcome the greatest threats. Humans have shown their strength and wisdom. Let this victory be a symbol of what we can achieve together. Leo felt a deep sense of belonging. The human spirit, combined with the alien knowledge and bravery, had created a new path for the future. He had arrived as a visitor, but he left as a trusted ally and hero. That evening, Leo and Myra stood on the balcony of the palace, looking out over the city. The towers glowed softly, reflecting the life and hope of a world now safe. Stars shone brightly above, stretching across the sky in endless patterns. Myra spoke quietly, her gaze on the horizon. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, human, she said. But today, we celebrate. Today, we remember that courage, trust, and intelligence can change the fate of worlds. Leo nodded. I understand. And I know that together, we can face whatever comes. Humans have learned much, and your people have taught me even more. This is only the beginning of our journey. Myra smiled faintly. Yes. This is the beginning. Humans and aliens, working together, can achieve greatness. We will explore, protect, and build a future that honors both our peoples. And we will do so with courage, wisdom, and unity. Leo felt a surge of hope. The battles, the training, and the trials had prepared him for this moment. The alliance they had formed was stronger than any weapon. Together, they had shown that even the greatest threats could be overcome through intelligence, courage, and trust. As night fell, the city glowed like a jewel under the stars. Leo and Myra stood side by side, looking at the horizon, knowing that the galaxy held challenges and adventures yet to come. But they also knew that whatever lay ahead, humans and aliens would face it together. The human spirit had proved its strength, and the alien wisdom had guided them. United, they were unstoppable. The adventure had ended for now, but the story of courage, unity, and hope would continue for generations. Leo had arrived as a stranger, and now he was part of something greater than himself. The galaxy had witnessed the power of friendship, intelligence, and bravery. And the future, bright and limitless, awaited them both.